One of the most critical barriers that a construction company must punch through is how they manage their operations. The most critical role that will allow them to do this effectively is how project managers run jobs. Companies will typically fall into two camps in this regard though. You have the first camp, and these companies have no systems and processes with respect to how they manage jobs. And then you have another camp over here, and these companies have over-systemized their projects. There's too many SOPs. These are the people that have gone onto AI and they've asked ChatGPT or one of these LLMs, how many SOPs should a project manager follow? ChatGPT will give them between 40 and 50 SOPs. So what they do is they print all that out, they go through it for an hour, and then they give a binder to their operations team and they say, hey, this is what you have to do. This is what we're paying you to do. Those are the two camps, okay? The best companies follow the 80-20 rule. These companies understand what critical processes, what critical procedures are necessary to get the ball down the court and achieve an optimal outcome in their projects. There's 6 of them. There's managing a budget, there's managing a schedule, there's managing the client, there's managing sub-trades, there's managing quality, and there's managing procurement. If you have a project manager that is following best practices with respect to those 6 core areas of how projects are managed, then I promise you, you have one of the best project managers in North America. This is one of the biggest things that an owner can do, is absolutely mandate and stipulate to their company that their projects must be managed in this way, and that is only what their project managers should focus on. One of the questions owners will have is they'll say, hey, great, I only have to give 6 things to my project manager. That's fine. What does that look like? There's some very core aspects to each of those 6 areas that we can cover though. How you manage a budget, you just have to make sure that the change orders on the project are recorded and that the budget reflects what impact those change orders are having on them. With respect to schedules, the best schedules don't just include what work activities are happening. They include what's happening with respect to critical material orders. They include critical decisions. They include critical project milestones. They also include critical inspections that are happening. If you have a schedule that has those things, I can guarantee you that you have a project manager that is going to hold tension on the schedule, and you have a much higher likelihood of shortening the life cycle of that project. When you're managing quality, it's super important to ensure that quality inspections are at least happening at critical junctures in the project, like concrete pours or surveys. Basically anything on the project that will have a significant financial impact if rework has to happen. Now, with materials, there are so many materials that are ordered for a project, but there are some materials that have very, very long lead times, and when they arrive to site, they must be protected. A good project manager is going to take those factors into consideration. The 5th thing to consider is how you're managing sub-trades. There's a lot to unpack here. The best project managers support their sub-trades, and they ensure that their sub-trades clearly understand what good looks like. A good tip though is to give a quality check sheet to your sub-trade and mandate that when they submit an invoice, the quality check sheet is included with that invoice. You're going to experience a lot of pushback, but that's one of the practices that very, very dialed in construction companies follow. Finally, the best project managers are very, very good at managing their customers' expectations. Every meeting that they have with a customer consistently reinforces in the customer's mind that the original trust they placed in the company was well placed. The best projects will force the relationship with the customer to continually elevate throughout the project's life cycle. It's very, very important to protect your relationship with the client. And one of the ways that you do this is you have what are called project status update meetings. Now, in a project status update meeting, it's critical to ensure that the things that the customer cares about the most are being covered. So what does a customer care about? They care about the budget, they care about the schedule, they care about critical decisions that are being made, and frankly, they just want to know when the project is going to be done. It's essential that every project status update meeting is covering those 4 things. Don't make the mistake of just showing them a huge long list of to-dos and meeting minutes on the project, because a lot of those things, the customer, they don't really know what that is anyways, and it's just going to confuse them. But as long as you're showing them what's happening with the budget, what's happening with the schedule, what's happening with critical decisions that need to be made, and you're letting them know when the project is going to be done, you have a much higher likelihood of having a happy customer, and that's going to reduce friction on the job. When you're looking to systemize your operations, don't reinvent the wheel. We can promise you, if you take the best operations manager in the most successful construction companies and put them all in a room together, and you ask them, hey, what are the critical things that project managers follow in your organization to see such high success? What they're going to talk about are these 6 SOPs that we mentioned. So please deploy them in your company, hold the line, and your staff and your future business will thank you for it.